I guess as a dungeon master, when you're trying to present a trap, what are you going to do? How much information do you give? I've always been of the opinion that you give them the most obvious information that is there at first glance. And then once you've done that, because the players don't know necessarily that there's a trap there, now there might be a perception check involved, or maybe an investigation check, whatever you decide is appropriate. But in any case, it's up to a player to ask questions. And even when I give a description of something and I ask the players what they want to do, often if I don't get any response, I always, particularly with new people, I will say, you need to ask me questions if you want additional information, and then we can go from there. Because the last thing you want to do as a dungeon master is have a great, huge, long monologue. You lose your players. It's much more important. One of the things I learned as a teacher when I was doing my teaching training is we were told and informed that we had to try to teach, and everything we said had to be a question. So we could never do anything other than just ask a question. And then get the player, not the players, but in this case we're dealing with players and DM, but get the student to actually answer that question. And that's quite difficult to do. So what you do when you're playing Dungeons and Dragons is you reverse it. Whatever you say, you need to try to get the players to ask questions. So when I say, what do you want to do? I'm actually asking a question that is trying to elicit another question from them. And, I will often say things like, do you want to find out more information? How are you going to go about doing that? So both are questions, and I'm trying to force them. My statements are around trying to get them to ask a question of me so I can give them more information. And if we can achieve that, there's a good chance they will be able to find the trap, evaluate the trap, and select the appropriate way to disable the trap. I think that's the best way I can answer how much information as a dungeon master you give out.